All right, good day, scholars. First off, today we're going to be building some more stuff in this Sketchup 3D modeling program. Earlier this week, we made our die here. If you have just the one, that's completely fine. As long as you've got the dots on there and it kind of looks at least like a die, you're good. If you wanted to make a second one, that's fine. I have mine here on the X, Y, and Z axes at right the origin point. You don't have to have it there, but I have it there just so we can see the axes a little bit better. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a couple, or actually we're going to do about 3 practice shapes, and then we're going to build a small, tiny little house, okay? And the activity I'm going to be following off of is this SketchUp activity right here. Again, you have shortcuts, you've got the diagrams here that'll kind of show you what you're going to be making, and then you have the text instructions. And obviously you have this video to follow along with as well. So I'm going to be following along with that as we kind of go through this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make 3 pretty simple shapes just to kind of practice a little bit more. So we made this cube here and we made some circles on it. We're going to practice as making a circle again. So we're going to go to the shapes here. All right, and I click over here on the, let me make sure and see if I can highlight. I can. The shape's over here on this side, right? And it might be a circle, right? It might look like a circle. It might look like whatever this is, okay? This icon changes depending on what's selected. So we're going to select a circle, and all we're going to do is we are going to just click once next to the box. Okay, I'm just going to pull out a little bit, and I'm going to make this about 3 feet wide. Okay, and to make this 3 feet wide, if you look at the dimensions down the bottom right there that are moving, I could just type 3 apostrophe and hit enter, and it makes me one that's 3 feet radius. Okay, which means it would be 6 feet wide completely. I believe that's what I want here. That should work just fine. If you don't like doing the apostrophe, you can't get the apostrophe going. Do the same thing, but instead of typing 3 apostrophe, you can just do 12 times 3, which is 36. So I can just type in 36, and it'll assume I'm thinking about inches, and it'll make it 36 inches radius, which is, again, 3 feet radius. And then all we're going to do here for this is we're just going to pull this up just to kind of practice. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to grab the push-pull tool, okay? And again, I'm going to select this surface. I'm going to pull this up 3 feet as well. So I'm going to type 36 again and hit enter, and that gives me just a little cylinder. And that's all we're going to add for that. Okay, so now you guys know how to make a little cylinder. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. Okay. We're gonna make it 4 feet, but we're gonna do another circle here, just right next to it. We'll make the radius 4 feet. So again, I can do 4 apostrophe, right? And it'll be that, or I can do 12 times 4, which is 48. So I just type in 48 with no apostrophe and hit enter, and it makes me a circle. So this one's 4 feet, so obviously it has a larger diameter. And we're gonna pull this one up as well, and we're gonna pull it up. Let's make it 8 feet tall. Why not? So I'm going to go over to the push-pull tool again. Grab it. I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to type in. So for this one, right, if you know what 8 times 12 is automatically, fantastic, you can type that in. I'm just going to do 8 apostrophe for 8 feet, and now that is 8 feet tall. So this one's 3 feet tall. This we know is 4 feet tall. This one's 8 feet tall. So this is half the height of this. I just thought that was kind of interesting to kind of see how the dimensions are working here. We're gonna do something kind of funky with this. What we're going to do is we're going to grab our selection tool up here, or you can hit space, right? So let's pretend I'm still on this tool. If I just hit the space bar, it'll change to the selection tool. And what I'm going to select is I'm not going to select, any of the faces here. I'm going to select this top ring. And see how it turns blue? Once that's turned blue, okay, I'm going to change to the scale tool. And I can do that in 2 ways. First, I can just hit the letter S and it'll change to the scale tool. Okay. Let me try that again. So S you can hit to do that, or you can go over here to the move options, which I believe are right here. Okay, and you can select scale. And it'll look like this with this little box around the selection. And we're going to scale this to go in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to test this actually. I'm going to click on the red right here. And notice how in the bottom right it says red scale 0.99. I'm going to change that to 0.75. So I'm going to change that to 75% of what the original size was. And I'm going to hit enter. There we go. And you'll see it smushed a little bit, right? I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. 0.75. And notice the dimensions where it says green scale. Boom. And then I'm going to, oh, that one kind of wonky, huh? That's fun. And we're gonna do this for the other one. Oh my gosh, I did not mean to move that. Let me try that again. Click on this one right here, 0.75, hit enter. So I did it for all of those axes, I believe. Is that symmetrical? It is. So I did it for this red axis, right? See the red lines back there? I did it across this one here. I did it on our green axis, right, which is our y-axis, which is across there. And then I also did it diagonally as well to make sure everything was symmetrical. All right, and I got a cone that's 8 feet tall. All right, the next thing we're going to make is another box real quick. So we're going to make our next box, we're going to make it 5 feet by 5 feet. So we're going to, I'm gonna hit space again, and I'm going to click off this to deselect that. And I'm going to go to my box tool again. So I'm going to click the circle and change back to a rectangle. And I'm just going to click and make a rectangle again. I'm going to make it 5 feet by 5 feet. So I'm going to do 5 apostrophe, comma, 5 apostrophe. Whenever, I believe it would be 60, right? Yeah, 12 times 5 is 60. So you could, so I'll do this, and it'll end up looking, uh-oh, I messed mine up. Let me undo that. Oopsie. Okay, here we go. Let me try. So I'm going to click once. I can do 60, comma 60, and that'll make it 60 inches by 60 inches, which is 5 feet by 5 feet. Or I can do 5 apostrophe, comma 5 apostrophe, and it'll make it the same thing as well. Okay, so I just did this one. This one I did in inches. This one I did in feet, but obviously the same size because I multiplied the one. So we're going to use this one. So this is 5 feet by 5 feet. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this up by 5 feet. You guys know the drill here by now, hopefully. Boom, click, push pull tool, right? Click on the surface here, pull it up, and we're going to make this 5 feet tall. So again, I'm going to do 5 apostrophe, right? Or you could do the number 60, which is 5 times 12. And now it is 5 feet tall. Okay? And what we're going to do with this is we're going to draw a circle on the side, much like we did with this. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to draw some guides with my pencil tool or my line tool here. Boom, draw an X. So I can get the perfect center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle. So I'm going to go back to my shapes, grab a circle, and I'm going to put a circle here. I'm going to make this circle. What do my directions say here? 2-foot circle. So the radius, we're going to make 2 feet, which is 24 inches. So I'm going to type 24 and hit enter. And now I've got a circle that's pretty big. And I'm going to delete my lines with my eraser tool. So I've got a circle here. And what we're going to do with this circle is different than what we're doing with the die, right? So I'm going to go back to the push-pull tool over here. I'm going to select my circle. I'm gonna push it all the way through. Okay, and you can, depending on like what this looks like, right? Because see, I'm coming over here with it, and I can put it on face here, and I can click there, and it'll make it completely hollow. Or if you don't want to move the camera around, right? Click on it, and I can do my, so see how it's negative, right? So positive is this way, negative is that way. If I do negative, and our cube is 5 feet depth, negative 5 apostrophe, right? So negative 5 feet, it will push it in 5 feet completely all the way through. Okay. Now we've got a hole in there. Fantastic. Awesome. I believe, so let's stop this video there. So that's That's where we're going with this. 5 apostrophe, we got a hole in there. That's the beginning of our simple shapes where we're just kind of practicing. Once you're finished with this, then you're going to go on to the next video.